Hello, welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. I got Dwight back here in the shop. This is our 2018 Polaris Sportsman ACE 570, and it is burning oil. I've already replaced the valve stem seals. That did not seem to make a difference with that consumption, although it did make a difference at startup, so I was definitely on the right track. But we're still burning oil, so I'm going to tear it down today and hopefully find out why this thing just wants to burn oil. If you haven't seen some of my other videos, this machine is no stranger to the shop. I've had it torn apart more times than I care to count. It all started on the day we swapped it. Pretty bad, should have known better. My fault, whatever, move on. Did a full engine rebuild, and then I still had some mud left over in the valves and all that good stuff. Took those apart. I just did the cam chain to take care of a rattle. We did the oil pump chain to take care of another rattling noise. The thing is practically brand new, all the way up through the valves. But my best guess, just because of that oil consumption, is I've got a bad oil ring on it. I think I broke it because I didn't have the ring compressor tool when I did this rebuild. Which I have now, so that's my best guess. Step one is drain the coolant, which we can do right around there. Then we're going to take out the timing chain tensioner, which is way down in here, 1/16", I believe. Yep, 1/16" on that tensioner. Oh, it's dark and creepy back in the shadows here. There we go. Tensioner out. Next up is this exhaust. 2 springs. Like that. I'm gonna pull the seat out and the firewall out. Piece of cake. And we're after these 3 bolts. This one's weird. Someone's been in here before. 2 12s and a 13. But original should be all 12s. And this little guy, our temperature sensor. Hard to do with one hand. There he is. Get that out of the way. And then we'll take this little hose off. This little common screwdriver gets to that. And then we'll get this hose from the top side. Another hose clamp on that. Actually got them both from the top side. Here we go. First one. And second one. Okay. Spark plug. Like so. Then I'm going to take the fuel rail off, 2 little 8mm bolts to get that out. Followed by the valve cover with some Torx 40s holding that down. Got those. And this. We're just going to set that over there out of the way. And I dropped an 8mm bolt down into the bowels of the engine, so I'm gonna go look for that. Ooh, got lucky. Right there. Sitting right on the starter. Another clamp for the intake. Take that off. And we have 3 electrical connections to take off. One's there and 2 are under, no, one's underneath and one's the fuel injector right there. I'm gonna need 2 hands. And we're back. Sorry, we had to wait till the next day. People showed up. So like I said, 3 connectors. First one's a fuel injector. Second one, I believe that's the airflow sensor. And the last one is the throttle body. Next up, we have 8 8mm bolts holding the whole cage on. And I'm going to go sit, take it easy, because James is doing that now. So you got those all off, pull that bad boy out of there. Next up, we're going to take the cams out. We got this guy and that guy. We're going to pull those cams right out of there. Chain can fall down in, that's okay. There you go. Alright, so we've loosened our clamp, disconnected all the electronics, disconnected our coolant lines. The exhaust pipe is still sitting there. I took all the bolts out, but I didn't take it off. There you go. Don't need that where we're going. Okay. That should be everything. So we can start on the head bolts. We have 4 of them. And they're down in there. I don't remember the size. Are they 14 millimeter? I think they're 14. I loosened them up by hand in a cross pattern. Only did like 1/8 of a turn at a time. And now he's just taking them out the rest of the way, zipping them. But we're gonna put new ones in this time because that is, I must have used those, I don't know, 4 times. They're getting pretty snug. So yeah, we're gonna replace them this time. So pull 4 of those out of there.
And just drop it right back in.
Almost forgot. There are 2 more bolts down on this side. Can you see them? These 2. You're supposed to loosen those at the same time you do the main ones, and I forgot, so that's no good. There. Got these 2 bolts out too. Really should have done those at the same time. Completely forgot about them. Hey, now it's free. So you have to be mindful of the chain guides. There we go. And I'm going to loosen this a little more because it's still catching. There. I don't remember how I did it, but this has happened before. Ah, like that. There we go. Done that smoother in the past. Whole cylinder head's out of the way. Now we're down to that piston. That's what I was curious about. Piston gasket. Or that's a head gasket, I'm sorry. And the cylinder is up next. There it is. I don't see anything major. Just looking at the ring, see if I can find anything broken. Nothing obvious yet. I'm also checking the orientation of the gap. I've got the top ring gap toward me, which is what I would expect. I got, where's the second ring? The second ring is pointed off in this direction. I'll have to check the guide. I don't remember if that's correct or not. I don't see any obvious reason for this to be burning oil. So I'm going to take all the rings off. I'm going to throw them in the cylinder and measure the end gap, I guess. Maybe one's worn down or a bigger tolerance than it should have. I don't know, we'll see. Something's got to be wrong. we'll find it. We found the problem. Look at, oh, can you focus on that? New camera. That gap is gigantic. It's got to be, I don't know, like 4 times bigger than it should be. And, if you try to get in a different angle here. Can you focus on that? Hold on, camera, focus right on my finger. This is taller than that. I've never seen one wear like that before. That is the top ring, so I've already got a problem with the top ring. Might as well check the other ring, see what they have going on. Also a very big gap on this one. They seem even in height, but just a very big gap. I know I checked the gaps when I put these in, so I don't know why they wore down so much. I wonder if it has to do with, I think this is an OEM cylinder versus, that's a Wiseco piston. And when I got the Wiseco piston, it came with the rings, and the rings had the wrong gap. It was too big of a gap, so I got OEM rings. And I wonder if the OEM rings don't like the Wiseco piston or something. Sorry, I'm bleeding all over the place here. Well, let's check the oil rings, see what they have. Same. Oil rings are the same, so everything has a gap that's just too big. And that 100% I gapped it correctly when I put this in, so why did it wear down so much? That is the question. I'm going to call it for today on this thing. I have some research to do. If you've got any ideas, be sure to leave them in the comment. I'm open to suggestions on this thing because, like I said, I know it was right. But yeah, we'll pick it up later after I get some parts, do some research, and see what we need to do. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every viewer and every subscriber. If you haven't checked it out already, I have a playlist for the 570s. So if you're into ACEs or even just the Sportsmans, the 570s, everything we've ever done to this engine, the other machines, will be right there in that playlist. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you here for another video on 3-Day Weekend.